Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Words for Life, the podcast where we look for inspiration and motivation through quotes, phrases, ideas, and people. My name is Stephen Spence, and I am your host for today. Today, we are going to look at more of an idea rather than a quote or a phrase. The idea is this: right now, there is someone out there with less skill and less experience than you who is doing exactly the thing that you want to do right now. Now, I'm going to relate this one a little bit to a part of burnout. So follow along with me. When we go through and just start doing everything that's necessary and not really the thing that we want to do, either because we're afraid we're not skilled enough or that we don't have experience, we start to get into a rut. That rut can easily turn into lack of emotion or involvement or purpose in the thing we're doing. And the more we do that, usually we become more frustrated with our situation and our life because we're not doing what we really want to do. We are spending more and more time doing what others want us to do, and it doesn't really fill us up or drive us. And this itself, as one part, can lead to burnout. That exhaustion of feeling like you don't have control over your situation, that you're not doing something that you feel you want to do, and not really having the energy to engage in that activity anymore. And that's where this idea becomes very important to burnout prevention and recovery. So let's gonna walk backwards through the idea. First is the thing you want to do. Now, I kind of had my own experience in this and going through burnout personally, where I didn't have a good concept of what I wanted to do. I'd been constantly going through the motions of the next thing, the next thing, the next thing of what I was expected to do or what people told me I should do because either I was good at it or because it was the quote unquote right thing to do. But I never really took the time to determine what I wanted to do, what filled me up, what gave me a reason to wake up in the morning, a purpose, a drive, the energy to go do stuff. And that was what really stopped me in my tracks and really led me to a part of one part of what led me to burnout is not having that idea, concept, belief, or goal or vision for what I wanted to be, what I wanted to do, what I wanted to become. And for many of you, might be in a similar situation where you don't really have a clear vision of where you want to be. So you are aimlessly bumping around in the ocean, so to speak, and trying to just get things done, even though the things you're getting done aren't filling you up, aren't guiding you. So one of the things that I did that I think was very helpful is I did some soul searching to determine what was important to me. And it took me a long time to get there. But eventually, I knew that I had come to what I felt was the reason I wanted to get up in the morning and do things because I had that tingly feeling in my body when I got really excited. Whenever I talked about, in my case, it was coaching and helping those to be the best versions of themselves. Whenever I talk about this, I would get this excited feeling inside that I was going to burst and really just all the energy was going to flow out of me and go into the people around me. That's how I knew that's what I wanted to do. That was the first step to really making progress. And that's going to be your first step too, is determining what do you want to do? What drives you? What fills you up? What makes you want to hop out of bed in the morning and really, really engage in life? Even though it's the last half of the idea, it's the first step in making progress. Once you've found what that is, what drives you, what fills you up, now we work back to the rest of the idea. So you might find something you want to do and you go look at mentors or people you can mimic, and you start realizing that wow, this person, has 170 YouTube videos, or this person has done multiple speeches, or this person has X number of degrees and I don't have that. And wow, they are so much better than what I think I could be. But what you have to remember is that they probably didn't start out that way. They probably started out with less skill than what you have right now, maybe even less experience than what you have right now. But the difference is they started. When you start, that's where you will start to gain the experience. When you go and start reading and educating yourself and practicing, that's where you will gain the skill. These are the important factors, is starting, either starting to educate yourself or starting to do something. Say, for example, you want to become a bodybuilder. You need to start going to the gym. You need to start lifting those weights. You need to start paying attention to what you eat. Let's say you want to be a YouTuber. Well, you need to go and get the equipment to be a YouTuber. You need to start a channel. You need to do these things. And you will probably fail at the beginning. That's part of life. That is what we learn from. That's how we gain experience. That's how we learn skills, is by practice and doing. People might come and say, "You're awful. You can't do this." But remember, you're growing. You're making 15 feet of progress every time and every day that you're working towards the thing you want. And that's important, making sure that it fills you up. But you need to start. Now, how does this relate to burnout? When we're doing things that don't fill us up and that we don't feel we have a purpose behind, we feel like we're being forced to do those things. We feel we have a lack of control, like we can't really do what we want. And when we allow that to consume our lives, so if we're doing a job that we don't feel really drives us, you have one of two choices, one of three choices, actually. You can change your mindset about your job and maybe find the good things in it. So that way you can find purpose in what you do. It's all about the mindset. Two, you can find what you want to do and then start progressing towards that for either a career or job. Or three, you can stay where you're at and just do what you're doing today and kind of suffer the consequences. But again, it goes back to, you have a choice. Now, hopefully, you choose to go find, either change your mindset and really realize what you're doing has part of your passion in it, or you go and start pursuing your goals or your passion and your vision for yourself slowly over time to make that 15 feet of progress to get you to that vision. Now, I am not saying to go and quit your job. I'm not saying to go and, release all your responsibilities. I'm saying to go and find the balance to progress towards what you want to do, what gives you energy and what fills you up. Now, when we don't have those things to fill us up in our lives, or if we don't feel like we have something that provides us energy, that lack of energy can lead us to burnout, or maybe you're already there. So finding that thing that drives you, that fills you up, that gives you a reason to hop out of bed can make a world of a difference when it comes to overcoming burnout. I know this personally because it took me a while to find what that was. I'm hoping by giving you all some insight and inspiration, you can find that a little bit quicker than I did. But you need to find out what it is, then you need to start. Even starting small, 15 feet of progress every day. That's what we want to do. Now, my challenge to you over the next 2 weeks is two things. First, find out what excites you, what fills you up with energy when you think about it, or what feels like you want to hop out of bed in the first thing in the morning and immediately go start doing that thing. Go find out what that is to you. What does that future vision look like to you? Once you've got that and you feel like you have a good grasp about what that is, and it doesn't have to be perfect. We do not want to pursue perfection. We want to pursue good or great, not perfection. You'll never reach perfect. It's just not going to happen. So Go ahead and find out what fills you up, what drives you, what do you want to do. Once you've found that, start. Don't think too much about it, just start. You can start with no money, just go and do something. You can find books at the library for free. You can go research information. You can talk to people. A lot of people, if they have experience, they love to talk about it and they want to talk about it. Go grow your network in that area and try and start. Don't try and start, just start. This is my challenge to you over the next 2 weeks. Go and start. Over the next 48 hours, determine what is valuable, important, and fills you up, and what you want to do. Do some deep, deep soul searching and determine what that is. Now, if you are looking for some assistance along the way, I offer high performance coaching services, and I am more than happy to talk with you through a discovery call to see if we can work together to help you in that 15 feet of progress every day, hold you accountable for the visions and goals that you have, and watch you really develop into the amazing person that I know you can be when you truly pursue what you want. I want to thank you for joining me on this episode of Words for Life. Please join me on the next one. Thank you, and have a wonderful day.